Chiefs dominate the Steelers team?
I don't know about dominate. You know, the Chiefs have won some close games this year, and they've won some games against teams that they're clearly better than, and it's almost like they're toying with them. I mean, remember the Chargers early in the season? They've won by a field goal or under a couple times where you go, come on, really? And they have Mahomes in the game and everything? No, the Chiefs, it's almost like they have to make it interesting for themselves sometimes. That's one. The second thing is the Chiefs want to avoid shootouts. And I brought this up on the show since I learned about it myself because I was shocked to find out. You know, Casey Joyner, the football scientist, Stephen A., have him on the radio, shout him out a lot. You know, because Mahomes gets on the scene in 18, and they're shooting out with everyone, and they're winning, and it's all high-scoring games. But in the last two seasons, this season and last, their record in high-scoring games is not nearly as good as it is in all other kinds of games, right? And you can see what they could do with Hilaire out of the backfield to kind of control the kind of tempo and score a little bit more. And so because of that, there tends to be lower-scoring games than you'd expect sometimes with the Chiefs. A team like the Steelers has chances because they have a good defense and because in those kind of games, one score makes an enormous difference. One guy makes a play. So I would say dominate. Like, I don't know. I think the Steelers are perfectly capable. Let's not overreact coming off their first loss to an underrated team on 4 days rest, third game in 13 days, after they just beat the Ravens, playing their worst football of the season in this stretch for understandable reasons. I wouldn't overreact. And I'm not going to say the Chiefs I picked to win, but no, not to dominate.
I don't need to give a lengthy soliloquy on this. You're damn right the Steelers will get dominated, especially if you're going to go by the way they've been looking. You got to remember, defensively, they've been compromised because there's no Devin Bush, there's no Bud Dupree. Right now, there might not even be a Spillane. So we don't know what their defense is going to be able to do. They're number one now overall in points allowed, number three in yards allowed. But the bottom line is where they struggle at times, at least, it's in their secondary against the pass. And what is the Chiefs' strength? To throw the football. You got Patrick Mahomes, you got Kelsey, who clearly looks like the best tight end in football. I mean, this brother looks like a Hall of Famer, just instant. This brother's a big time, okay? Tyreek Hill is arguably the best wide receiver in the game. We didn't even bring up Sammy Watkins and McCole Hardman. These brothers got it all with Bieniemy and Andy Reid patrolling the offense. And so when I look at it from that perspective and I look at how the Steelers defense can be compromised because of that, then it comes down to the Steelers offense. You can't run the football. You've been one of the worst running teams in football the last 3 years. 2 years ago, ranked 31st. Last year, ranked 29th. At this present moment, they're ranked 29th. That means Ben Roethlisberger has to throw the football, and he has to do what he can to play mistake-free football. And we all know the more he drops back to pass, the more mistake is inevitable. And those are the kind of things that can cost you against Kansas City. The bottom line is pressure breaks pipes. We all know palms get sweaty, and we also know what gets tight. And so as a result of that, when you got that offense for the Kansas City Chiefs coming at you, that might make you tighter. That might make you find yourself in a situation where you know you can't afford to make the mistakes, and any mistake you make could ultimately cost you big time. I see the Kansas City Chiefs right now, and I hope I'm wrong, but I see them right now being a modern-day version of the New England Patriots when it came to the Steelers. You know that, remember when, Marcus, no matter how good the Steelers looked, every time they ran into Tom Brady, you just said, oh, damn.
Yep.
Especially in Foxborough, because you just knew what was going to happen. At Heinz Field, it was a tighter matchup. But in Foxborough, they'd get blitzed. The Steelers lose. They got the same record as the Chiefs now. As a result, it's possible that the Chiefs could have a playoff game, an AFC Championship game at Arrowhead Stadium instead of Heinz Field. Even if it wasn't Heinz Field, it ain't no damn fans, no terrible towel wavers, at least not more than 20-25% of the fans in the stadium. So it's like, oh, damn it! Just when just when I didn't need a team to be in their way, the Steelers look this way, and Kansas City is. So yes, Max, it is possible the Steelers could get
look at their last 4 games
dominated. All right, I looked at their last 4 games.
Look at their last.
About that.
I'm
just saying that this is what I think about the Steelers right now.
The Chiefs' last 4 games.
Who cares?
The Chiefs' last 4 games I'm talking about. And I think the Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl since the preseason. I think I picked them against the field straight up. Guys, the Chiefs beat the Broncos 22-16. The Bucs by a field goal. The Raiders by 4 points, 35-31. The Panthers by 2 points. These are the last 4 games. They ain't dominating these teams.
Cool. All that's fine, Max, what you're talking about. Yeah, the Chiefs would dominate the Steelers. And it's because of one point that Stephen A. made before I got on and the point he just made now. If you don't have a run game, you cannot beat the Chiefs. That's the bottom line. Because at some point, your offense is going to have to become your defense. Like, you don't beat all of those tight games you just talked about, Max. The Chiefs won because the Chiefs have both elements of the game. There is not enough credit given to the fact that the Kansas City Chiefs have won every type of way that you want to win the game. How have the Steelers won? Defensively and throwing the ball through the air. And last night, when they could not run the ball and they faced a Washington football team with a formidable defensive line, the batted balls because Ben gets the ball out quick. Big plays in that game. Not just the Montez Sweat tip for an interception, but before that, drive-stopping tip balls. And then you get to the point where you say, okay, you one-dimensional? Max, if I was to ask you this question, let me pose it another way. Do you think a one-dimensional offensive team can beat the Kansas City Chiefs? Or will the Chiefs dominate that team? If I said the only thing this team can... Go ahead.
Yeah. I'll just say this. I'm picking the Chiefs to win. The key word is dominate. I just read you off the scores of their last 4 games. They're all within a touchdown, usually within about a field goal. Guys, this is the Steelers' defense, okay? Just talk about points they've given up. 23, 14, 3, 10, 19. They don't give up a lot of points, right? So when you say dominate, you think like, oh, you look up at halftime, they're down 2 touchdowns. I don't see it as that kind of game.
Max, hold on, Pastor Spears, hold on for 1 second. Max Kellerman, wasn't it you that just a couple of weeks ago said that the Chiefs just are toying with people? Was that like that? Am I making that up? Did you say that?
I said a couple segments ago.
Yeah. Exactly. You said it segments ago.
Yeah,
They're
they
just
play cat and
toying
mouse.
with people. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.